Hello bookworms, it's Jade from Bedtime Bookworm and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you my book diary or reading vlog for part 5 of Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson, which is the end of the book. Guys, I can't believe this is the end of Oathbringer. I really enjoyed the end of this book. I won't say more, you'll have to watch the rest of the video to know my specific thoughts, but it was so good, and I can't believe my book diary journey for Oathbringer is coming to an end. If this is the first one of my book diaries that you've seen, it's basically a really spoilery reading vlog, where as I'm reading, I check in every few chapters and let you know my thoughts on all the things that have happened. I do have book diaries for all of the rest of Oathbringer, as well as the last half of Words of Radiance, and I am currently in the middle of reading Rhythm of War, and I'm doing these videos for all 5 parts of Rhythm of War as well. So if you are a Sanderson fan, if you like this series, definitely hit that subscribe button and check out those other videos if you're interested. As a reminder, these videos are spoilery, so do not watch this video in particular if you haven't completely finished reading Oathbringer, because I go all the way through to the end of the book. Also, try not to leave any spoilers in the comment section. You can leave spoilers up till the end of Oathbringer, but don't spoil anything that happens in Rhythm of War. And also, when it comes to like my theories and just when I'm talking out loud about ideas, unless it's something that is confirmed by the end of Oathbringer, don't correct me in case that could be a spoiler. I know that not all of the things that I say in this video or any of my other book diaries are necessarily 100% correct, but they were just the thoughts that I had at the time of reading. Oh, and I will have timestamps in the description box to break down the video into some chapter chunks. Some people like to watch these videos as they're reading, so if you want to do that, you can always check out those timestamps to make sure you don't spoil yourself for anything. Alright, that is enough explanation. Let's get right on into my thoughts while reading part 5 of Oathbringer. Hey guys. Okay, I just finished the second interlude in between part 4 and part 5, and it was Risen's interlude. I'm so excited to read Dawnshard whenever I get to it, hopefully very soon, because it's about Risen, I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure. I don't know why, but I was kind of surprised to find out that she was like crippled from her fall. Like, I know that after she fell, we knew that she was hurt, but she was like supposed to be healing, and I don't know, I guess I kind of assumed that she would have healed more than she did. But anyways, the most obviously surprising part of that interlude was when she was attacked. I'm so nervous for her Babsk, what was his name, Vistim or something like that. I don't know if he's alive, like he's obviously hurt, but it sounds like the thief was actually a Parshman, and maybe one that had used light weaving, maybe by using the bad stormlight, I think. And then the Kremling thing, the Larkin that Resin has, seems to feed off of stormlight, but also maybe feeds off of the bad stormlight, because it seems like it took the bad stormlight away from the Parshman so that he couldn't heal and everything. So all of that was crazy, and the Parshman was trying to steal the whatever ruby that never loses stormlight, which we only recently learned in one of the Shadesmar chapters that was a thing, that some gems are perfect, and because they're perfect, they don't lose stormlight. So that was like a thing that we just learned about, and then we learned that Queen Fen had one, and then the Parshendi was trying to steal it. I feel like there was a lot in that chapter, or that interlude. It was all very interesting, and I cannot wait to learn more about Risen in Dawnshard. When the thief first started killing people down there, I was like cleaning my house and I was like gasping. I was like, and then something else happened. Like when he healed himself, I was like, my husband was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's just the book." And I had to stop listening because so much was going on and I felt like I wasn't paying enough attention. So I only just sat down and finished that interlude. Okay, on to the next interlude. Okay, I just finished Dalinar's flashback, chapter 114, where he goes to see the Night Watcher, so that was interesting. I guess he didn't actually end up seeing the Night Watcher. I mean, he did, but the supernatural being that he ended up actually interacting with was cultivation. It wasn't named, but I'm pretty sure that's cultivation. So, like, originally I thought that cultivation was the Night Watcher, but then at some point, I think it was Stormfather said that she wasn't, that Night Watcher wasn't cultivation. And in this chapter, we find out that cultivation is basically a daughter of, I got that backwards. The Night Watcher is a daughter of cultivation. So Dalinar asks for forgiveness as the boon, so I guess he wants to like forgive himself for what he did. She takes away his memories of Evie as a way to allow him to forgive himself. At least that's what I'm understanding. But one thing that I thought was very interesting is she said that what I take from you will grow back eventually. This is part of the cost. I was kind of thinking that Dalinar getting his memories back, I thought that was because he started using Stormlight, because that happened right after the first time he used Stormlight. So I thought that the Stormlight was healing him, but it sounds like maybe the memories were supposed to come back eventually regardless. Maybe it was interesting timing. Maybe cultivation knew that Dalinar would eventually use Stormlight and it is still related. I don't know. So it sounds like taking the memories of Evie and the fact that they would eventually come back, those two things together were the cost, and the boon was Dalinar being able to forgive himself. Interesting. Oh my god, I just finished chapter 115. 115. I have a feeling I'm going to be updating you guys almost every chapter in this video. So, sorry, not sorry. Okay, so the attack on Thaylen City has basically started, and Odium has brought these, what are they called? Where is that part? Odium has brought the Thunderclass. That's super scary. They seem so big and powerful. I don't know how we're gonna fight them. And then, of course, like all the people in Shadesmar, they're talking about how the Oath Gate is blocked by all of these evil Spren and fused people. And then they start disappearing because they're going over into the physical realm to be involved in the battle. So that's also terrible, but maybe Kaladin and everybody, I know that's going to happen, but it seems like now they're going to be able to use Oathgate, except there's still 6 fused left they're going to have to fight. They don't have a lot of Stormlight, so that's concerning. And then the chapter ends with Odium being like, oh, you Parshmen aren't my actual army. Instead, I've been grooming these other people, these men for decades, who want nothing so much as something to break, to gain vengeance against the one who killed their high prince. So I guess he's gotten control of a bunch of Sadeas's men, and they have a shard bearer who's going to be fighting. How many people is it? It seems like a lot of people. I guess all the people that Amaram have brought, because those are Sadeas's men. And is Amaram the one in the shard plate? All of these guys have been bonded with the Dark Spren somehow. But is Amaram one of them? Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Okay, I just finished 116. I'm so nervous. Okay, so Shadesmar, Shallan's talking to the Spren Guardian things, and they're like, nope, we can't do it. We made a promise not to let anybody use the Oathgate a long time ago, and we can't break it. So I don't know how they're going to get out of that. So I was right. Amaram was the one in Shard Plate that has been taken over by, like, the Void Spren. Oh, there was a scene from Yonagon or Gox's point of view. Now all of the Azish people think that Dalinar really was on the side of the enemy, even though that's not true. It's not his fault. It's not Dalinar's fault. Oh my gosh. And then the chapter ended with Dalinar, like, stepping out in front of Amaram with the book, The Way of Kings, under his arm, and, like, what is he gonna do? I'm so nervous for him. He's obviously in a lot of danger. Oh, and then I forgot to mention, what is going on with Renarin? Has he bonded an evil Spren? Like, what the heck? Is Yasna gonna kill him? I hope not. I really like Renarin. He's such a sweet boy, but, like, what is going on? I'm very concerned about Renarin. And I feel like there was something else that I needed to talk about. Let me flip through. I don't know. I can't find anything else that I wanted to mention, so maybe I already said it all. Okay, I'll see you guys in another chapter or two. Okay, finished 117. There's a lot in there. I'll start with the end. Odium apparently is picking Dalinar as his champion. What the heck? That's not okay. Dalinar. And then there was a point of view from Renarin, and apparently his spren was corrupted before they even bonded. I knew Renarin was seeing the future, and I was confused by that because that's not really one of the, like, powers, at least it's, like, listed. Like, the different surges are listed in the back of all of the books, and there was nothing about seeing the future, so, like, I didn't really understand how that worked or whatever. I don't know why I didn't put it together before, but it's been said multiple times in this book, like, beware of anyone who says they can see the future, because that's, like, of odium. So, yeah, Renarin's a bad guy. Is Yasna actually going to kill him? Is there a way to save Renarin? I don't want Renarin to die. It doesn't sound like he's going to try and fight back, though, which I guess is good. I don't know who this Ash person is. I mean, it sounds like it's the person who was in Mraize's Interlude, and, like, I thought that person was possibly a herald, I think. Did I say that in my book diary? But she found the herald, Talanat, whatever his name is. I mean, last time we saw him, he was kind of crazy. Like, he, wasn't quite sane. So maybe he will be now, and he can help fight, but he doesn't have a blade right now. Or did the Ghost Blood steal back his honor blade, and they're the ones who killed the people in Bridge 4? I don't know. That would be cool if I was right about that. Navani's captured with Queen Fen by some of Amaram's guys. Oh, Lift. Lift is hilarious. Her little interaction with Dalinar, and then now she went to go fight the Thunderclast or whatever. My heart dropped whenever she was basically, like, crushed. Her legs were crushed or whatever. I was worried she was gonna die. And then Seth, I guess, right before this, Seth was talking about, can he swear to follow a person instead of an ideal or something? I didn't totally understand what he was saying, but it sounds like he's decided to, like, swear himself to Dalinar, which is really exciting. And he killed the Thunderclast, which is really cool. So maybe he's getting a redemption arc. I really wanted some redemption arcs in this book, and I have not been getting them. So that would be cool. Wendell is hilarious. Oh my god. Adolin was stabbed in the stomach. I'm so nervous for all of them in Shadesmar. I don't know how they're going to get out of this. Like, I have faith they're going to get out of it because Kaladin's going to save the day. Like, they're going to make it to the other side of the Oath Gate and be there to save the day. How? I don't know yet, but I have faith. But Adolin got stabbed. I'm not okay with that. And, oh, Kaladin was saying, using his medical knowledge, that he's not going to bleed out from a gut wound anytime soon, but sepsis is another story. And if the internal organs got cut, ... and then later he says that the intestines were cut. That doesn't sound good, and they can't heal. None of them can heal him. Renarin's the one who can heal him. So I guess my prediction is they are going to get on the other side of the Oath Gate in time, and that somehow Renarin is still going to heal him. I mean, Adolin can't die right now, right? Okay, I think those are all my thoughts on that chapter, and now I must read the next chapter. Okay, chapter 118 done. It ended well, I think. It sounds like Dalinar is fighting against this inner turmoil, I guess. Odium, wanted him to be his champion, and is basically telling Dalinar to, like, give in to that side of him, and it sounds like Dalinar is fighting it off, because the chapter ended with him saying, no, you can't have my pain. Yasna did not kill Renarin. Oh my god, that was, like, just, like, one page of text, but I almost cried. Like, it was so sad and touching, and he's so sweet. I'm about to cry right now. I'm so glad that Yasna didn't kill him. Then they realized that Renarin's visions of the future can be wrong, so that's exciting because Renarin saw what was happening to his dad and that he would become Odium's champion, so, like, they can change it still. Kaladin is struggling to say the words, Come on, Kaladin, get your shit together. Say the words. Save freaking Adolin. Oh, also, I think this was the chapter Navani, she was a badass and she saved herself. I'm so glad that she didn't need help to be saved. Oh, my arm is killing me. She was able to use one of her fabrials and kill the people that were holding her hostage and save her and the queen, so yay. And the other thing I was really happy about that scene is that Sadeas's soldiers that were holding them, I think the things that the soldiers said made it clear to Queen Fen that Dalinar wasn't in on this. At least, I hope so. Like, I don't want Queen Fen to think that Dalinar was behind all of this, because he wasn't. Oh, and I remembered the thing that earlier I was saying, like, I feel like I'm forgetting something that I wanted to tell you guys. There was another little excerpt about, or from this character's point of view, and it was Teft. Teft is fighting being a Radiant. He obviously has a Spren that is bonded to him, or wants to bond him. I mean, the Spren said that he already said the words. So he is a Radiant, but he's like fighting against it because he doesn't think he deserves it. So I'm really excited for him to finally accept that and be part of the Save the Day party that I know is coming, or that I really hope is coming. Okay, next chapter. Okay, finish the next chapter, 119. It was such a good chapter. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is where all the good emotions are coming. So Dalinar does something crazy and is able to create, what did they call it? He combined all three realms into one. He created a perpendicularity. Is that the right word? Yeah, I got it right. Honors perpendicularity. That's what Syl called it. So he created one right there, and that allowed Kaladin, Adolin, and Shallan to come through. That was such a cool scene. I loved that. Taln, the Radiant, I guess has his memories back, and apparently I was right that the Ash person was also, or not a Radiant, the Herald. She was also a Herald, and she apologizes for imprisoning him for so long, and he's not mad about it. He's just like, oh, that was so great of you to give the humans so much time to recover. So that was interesting. The end of the chapter, Dalinar is like counting everybody. They have 9 people, including the 2 heralds. I guess these guys are all different orders. There's supposed to be 10 orders, and they're like, okay, well, we're missing somebody, and that's going to be Teft, so I can't wait for that to happen. So that's exciting. Oh, and I was right that Adolin was going to be healed by Renarin. So I called that. That was awesome that I got that right. I mean, it's a very small detail, but I'm happy about that. Oh, and then what was the whole thing about Dalinar? Is it Amram? Someone asked him, like, what are you or who are you? And he says he's Unity. And even Stormfather's like, I don't know what you've done. And I feel like Unity is like a name of maybe one of the gods. Like, all the gods in the Cosmere have weird names like that. Like Honor and I guess Odium. I don't think Odium, what does Odium mean? I don't know. But then like Cultivation. So I feel like Unity is like one of the gods, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I just finished the longest chapter of my life, but it was a good chapter. What chapter is it? 120 is one I just finished. A lot happened. I don't really even know what to say, I guess. Okay, so big points. Dalinar basically imprisoned the Thrill, which I guess is sort of like a Spren, in that perfect stone emerald. That's not an emerald. Ruby? It's a ruby. That Seth and Lift got from the Fused, who stole it from Queen Fen. So that was cool that he did that, and I guess that's like kind of the end of the battle. Renarin is being badass and like saving people. I really don't know what's going on with Renarin. I mean, it seems like he's being a good person, so that's good, but like his Spren is still corrupt or something? I don't know. That's really confusing. But I'm glad he's being a good guy, because I don't want him to be a bad guy. Yasna is a badass. She keeps, like, turning things into smoke, like, using her soul casting powers in ways that I would have never really thought about. Like, it's so powerful. She's able to do so much with it, which is really cool. Oh, and then there was the moment where Teft saved the day, which I knew he was going to. I don't know why I didn't realize this, but I guess he was actually, him and Bridge 4 were still in Urithiru, and so he opens the Oath Gate from their side because they haven't been able to get to it from Thaylen City, and he, like, flies out because he's a Radiant. That was so cool and so exciting. And Rock was there, and Rock was healed. They brought him thinking that Renarin was going to heal him, but then he healed himself because he was close to Kaladin. And then when Kaladin was fighting Amaram, the way that Amaram finally dies is because Rock shoots him with a shard bow and arrow thing, which was amazing, but also so unexpected because like Rock is not supposed to be violent, like not use weapons for violence, but he did it to save Kaladin. So that was cool, and it's supposed to be like you need the strength of shard plate to be able to draw that bow, and he was able to do it without that, which is crazy. I'm probably forgetting other things that were cool that happened, but that was a really good chapter. It was really long, but totally worth it. And we still have a lot more to go. I don't know what else is gonna happen, but I think that was the end of the climax, and we're just gonna be wrapping up from here on out. We shall see. Okay, chapter 121. We're almost at the end. Okay, so I guess the love triangle is over? I don't know. So Shallan and Adolin had a chat, and Adolin was basically like, you know what? I see the way you look at Kaladin. It's okay. You can be with Kaladin. And she's like, no, I want to be with you. Sure, Vale likes Kaladin, but Vale's not me. And then even Kaladin is just like okay with it. Like, even though he doesn't hear the conversation, he just can tell, I guess, that Shallan has moved on. I don't know how I feel about this because I was definitely a huge fan of Kaladin and Shallan. This book definitely made me have a lot of mixed feelings because I really like some of the interactions between Adolin and Shallan. And Shallan says that she loves Adolin. I mean, I'm happy for her, but I guess I didn't think the love triangle would end already. I mean, it's been multiple books, so maybe already, you know, it's a relative term, but I don't know, I felt like that came out of nowhere, and I'm not ready for that to be over, and I still like Kaladin and Shallan, so I don't know. That was weird. I don't know how I feel about it. Venli, I don't know if this happened in this chapter or earlier, but Venli has become a Knights Radiant, basically. Like, she was able to bond like a normal Spren that captured the bad Spren that's inside her gem heart or whatever, so that's interesting. She's going to be working some, like, thigh magic. I don't know if that's the right term, but, you know, she's going to be working for the good people, but pretending to be one of Odium's people, so that'll be interesting in the next book. Lopen just became a full Knights Radiant and has a Spren, so that's really cool. His interaction with his Spren was really funny. Oh, we saw Moash. He's definitely fully, like, dedicated to the Parshendi, the Voidbringers, and they get him to kill one of the heralds, like the main herald, like the king of the heralds or whatever, who I guess is the father of the other heralds, maybe, because that's how this chapter ends, with Ash and Taln. Taln has gone crazy again. He's not himself, but Ash says that she can feel that they did something to Jezreel's soul, and that he's dead. Oh, and also right before she passes out, she sees Yasna, because she says it's the Blackthorn's niece, and that she has a piece of paper that has drawings of Ash and Taln, and she says, Ash says, that's his drawing style. Why has Midius been giving away pictures of us? Who is Midius? Sorry, I haven't been looking at the camera. Who is Midius? Maybe one of the other heralds, and is that really who Yasna got those pictures from, or did she get those pictures from Shallan? I mean, probably not, because I feel like we would have known that Shallan drew them. I don't know, so that was interesting. Okay, we're almost at the end. Okay guys, I am done. It's the next day because I passed out in the middle of the second to last chapter, or the last chapter before the epilogue. To be fair, it was like 2 a.m. I thought I could make it to the end, but apparently I was too sleepy. I have finished the last chapter and the epilogue. I have a lot of thoughts about the way this wrapped up. Let me just kind of skim through all the different point of views and tell you some of those thoughts. Kaladin is reunited with some of the bridgemen that were left behind in Alethkar, and I guess some of Shallan's people too. So I'm really glad they survived, although I kind of wish I knew how. Like, it definitely seemed like a really dire situation, especially considering once Kaladin went to Shadesmar, like, they wouldn't have had their powers anymore. But not only did they survive, they saved Elhokar's son. So that was really exciting. Then we have a really interesting point of view from Taravangian. I don't understand Taravangian. Is he good? Is he bad? Well, I think after reading this section, I feel more so that he's bad because apparently he has sided with Odium. To be fair, it's because he wants to save his city, save his people, but still, he's siding with Odium. Like, that's not cool. Also, I don't know if I said this before, maybe it's even been confirmed before, but I had a theory that Taravangian's intelligence thing was a Night Watcher boon slash curse, and that was definitely confirmed in this chapter because he mentions the Night Watcher and that he asked the Night Watcher for compassion and acumen, and he'd gotten them, just never at the same time. But yeah, seeing Taravangian actually talking to Odium and making deals with him made me kind of mad. I'm not happy about that. Oh, but it does seem like Renarin might be like the key, because there was something about, I think it was in the diagram, words were blacked out starting from this point, as if something had happened here, a ripple in what Odium could see, at its root, a name, Renarin Kholin. So I'm excited about that. And then we have a Shallan POV, and Shallan and Dalinar and Adolin are just kind of talking politics and stuff, but Adolin confesses that he killed Sadeas to his dad, so that was a crazy moment. And Dalinar's like, oh, well, this is a problem, but like, we'll take care of it, you're still gonna be king. And Adolin says that he doesn't want to be king, which I don't think I was really expecting. At the end of that POV, Shallan suggests somebody else, but it doesn't say who she's suggesting to be like the new monarch. And I guessed that she was going to suggest Yasna. And in the next POV, that is confirmed that they make Yasna the queen, which I was super excited about. I think she's gonna make a great queen. We see from Moash, he's still back in Althkar. They give him an honor blade. It was the honor blade that belonged to Jezreza, the herald that he just killed. I'm not sure where they got this honor blade. I guess maybe they got it from the herald that he killed, or is this the honor blade that... Oh no, they say it's the honor blade that Seth had, which... Was that the same honor blade that was stolen from Urithiru, from the Bridge 4 guys? Which apparently was all Taravangian. He's the one who stole that honor blade. So did Taravangian give it to these people, or is that a different honor blade? I don't know. Kind of confusing. Either way, Moash now has an honor blade. He has a new name, Vyre, He Who Quiets, and now he basically has Windrunner powers, so I'm sure that'll be important in the next book. And then we get another Shallan POV, and her brothers come. The Ghostbloods let her brother, or I guess basically Mraize, let her brothers come for her wedding. They released her brothers because Shallan took care of the unmade that was at Urithiru. And there was some interesting stuff in the letter that she got from Mraize, saying that she has another mission. One of the unmade seems willing to break from Odium, which I guess is Ja Anat, the unmade that was in Alethkar, that instead of killing Shallan and crew when they used Oathgate, she transferred them to Shadesmar. So apparently that is an unmade, and one that is considering switching sides. And apparently Adolin's Spren, not Adolin, I wish Adolin had a Spren, I wish he was a Knight's Rating because I think he deserves it. But Renarin's Spren, the one that's corrupted, is apparently one of that unmade's Spren. So that was interesting information. And then Dalinar's point of view, he is learning to read and write, which I am super excited about. And he's writing a memoir called Oathbringer, Oathbringer, My Glory and My Shame. And I think I said this in a previous book diary video, like for part 1, but isn't it part 1 that has epitaphs? Yeah, part 1 has epitaphs from Oathbringer. And I wasn't sure if that was going to be a memoir of Navani or of Dalinar, but I guessed that it was going to be Dalinar's memoir, and I was right, so that was like really cool, and it's going to be really cool to when I reread one day, pay more attention to those epitaphs at the beginning of part 1, because I'm sure that I'll understand them more, or they'll have more meaning. And then the epilogue. The epilogue is from Wit's point of view, which the epilogue in book 2 was also from Wit's point of view, and it makes me wonder if the epilogue in book 1 was from Wit's point of view. I don't remember, and I don't have a copy on me, but I almost wonder if that's the same, because you know how like the prologues are all, they're from different point of views, but they're all of Gavilar's death, so I almost wonder if the epilogues are kind of the same in that they're all from Wit's point of view. I didn't really understand a lot of this, as I often don't understand things that Wit says, but he's an Alethkar, and there was some interesting things, like he talks to a character named Kenny and her husband. He gives them a child to like save her, I guess, but I feel like maybe I should know who Kemi is, or maybe she'll be important later, but I don't. He also mentions the name Race. He said he's enjoyed his time in Alethkar. On the other hand, if Race learned that Wit was in the city, he'd order his forces to level it and would consider that a cheap price for even the slimmest chance of ending him. Who is Race? I don't know. And he also mentions another, I think these are possibly some of the fused like spirits, ancestors that have been reincarnated or whatever, because he also mentions another one here. He says, he passed into the shadow of the palace and the sentry hovering in the air nearby, wind rippling her long clothing. That was her name. Thousands of years ago, he'd shared a dance with her. Like all the others, she'd later been trained to watch for him. And that's one of the fused. So like, what does that mean? I don't know. Oh, and the coolest part is at the end, Wit talks about how no one's wondering why the fused are so like focused on this part of the city and why they are like trying to clear the rubble and stuff. But Wit basically saves a spren. It's a cryptid, I guess, because it's described as a pattern with a capital P, and he talks to it through the wall and then convinces it to come with him, and he takes it in his hand. So that's really interesting. I mean, is Wit going to bond a spren? I don't think so. I feel like that's highly unlikely, but either way, he's saved a spren that apparently the fused are looking for, so that sounds cool. Alright guys, that's the end of the book. I'm so happy that I read this, and I've finished it with like a week to spare before Rhythm of War comes out. I am actually going to buy Dawn Shard. I was kind of on the fence about reading Dawn Shard before or after Rhythm of War, but after seeing some people talk about it, I think I want to read it before. Might mean that I start Rhythm of War a little bit later than release day, but I think it'll be worth it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Alright guys, there you have it. That is the end of Oathbringer. I love this book so much. Yeah, I know the first half of the book was a bit of a struggle, but the second half, especially part 5, was so good. So many things happened. At the end of these videos, I always like to talk about what some of my favorite scenes were, and it's really hard for me to pick for this one. I will say that the whole scene with Renarin, where like we thought Jasnah might kill him, was very sad. If you couldn't tell, I really was getting teared up talking about it because I almost cried while reading that. I did not want Renarin to die. I did not want Jasnah to kill him, and I'm so happy that it worked out the way that it did. So that scene definitely got me in my feels and was really important to me. There's of course also the moment where all of the crew that was in Shadesmar like come through the perpendicularity and like save the day. That was such an awesome scene. I think some of my friends have called that like the Avengers scene, which I think is a hilarious way to put it. So that one was really good too. I don't know, that whole battle, the whole battle was awesome and had so many great moments. Alright guys, those are all of my thoughts on Oathbringer. I can't believe Oathbringer is over, and I'm very excited to be doing these same type of videos for Rhythm of War. I'm halfway through it right now, and I'm having a blast, not only reading, but filming my clips for it as well. So if you are a Stormlight Archive fan, and if you have read or plan to read Rhythm of War, definitely stick around and keep your eyes out for those videos. I was hoping to get all of the Rhythm of War book diaries up before the end of the year. I don't think that's going to happen anymore, but trust me, I'm working on them, and I'll get them up as soon as I can. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. That is all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bookworms, keep reading. Bye.